interview with Shri DS Mishra, Secretary of Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry on PM Swanidhi. Interviewer is AIR Special Correspondent Mattu JP Singh.
The mobile application of PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, PM Swanidhi, has been launched. This app aims to provide user-friendly digital interface for lending institutions and their field functionaries for sourcing and processing loan applications of street vendors under the scheme. Sir, what are the main features of this app?
This app was launched by us on 17th July to help the lending institutions, that is the banks, non-banking financial companies, that is NBFCs, microcredit facility institutions like MFIs, and the self-help group banks to register the street vendors and to facilitate them end-to-end solution, like right from their identification to seeking their application to getting their loan sanctioned. Later, once they do the repayment in time, to get their subsidy credited in their bank account. If they go for the digital transactions for the receipts and the payments, so for the benchmark, the number of transactions they have to do over a month. If they do so, getting them the cash back into their account, everything end-to-end solution is through this mobile app. See, on 2nd of July, we started this PM Swanidhi scheme through a portal. The portal was launched on 29th of June. The portal had all these facilities. Now this mobile app has got this facility. We are also developing mobile app for where the vendor directly can enter into the system, and also for the urban local bodies so that they can get the vendors on board. So it's going to be when we have to get nearly 50 lakhs street vendors benefited under the scheme over a period of 1 year, then technology is the only solution. I do not think any other mode you can cover so many people in a transparent and a very, very accountable and consistent manner.
Sir, Ministry has already launched the web portal on June 29th, and this app has all the features similar to the web portal of the scheme, but with added feature of easy portability. What are the advantages that this app provides besides portability?
Well, the difference between portal and this app is available to on the mobile phone of the, say, business banking correspondent, or on the, say, MFI agent, on the NBFC agent. So this segment of the street vendor is a very, very special segment. It's so important for the urban economy, but there is a distinct quality of this segment. The street vendor, he survives by the day. Every day he goes and purchases vegetables, flowers, fruits, or he provides different kinds of services. So he does by day. Earlier he has been picking up loan from the private individuals and at a very high cost. Not possible for the street vendor to go to the bank, get in the line and spend the day for maybe processing of application or getting the loan sanctioned, or maybe picking up the money, depositing the money. We want to provide that banking facility at the door of the street vendors. And this is possible only if either this business banking correspondent or the agents of the MFIs and NBFCs, they reach out to them. Mobile app provides them the complete freedom. Take just a mobile in your pocket, you can reach out to the street vendor and provide them all the facility. If you want to deposit money, that money can be deposited. If you want to credit an account, whatever you want to do, you can do right at the doorstep of the street vendor. So this way, things have become much more reachable directly to the street vendor. Through the portal, they may have to go to the CSC. We have got the CSCs where they can get the facility to the portal, or they have to go to our corporation office or to the bank where the portal can be used.
Sir, since the commencement of lending process under PM Swanidhi scheme, how many street vendors have applied for working capital loan across states and union territories, and how many have been sanctioned?
I'm very happy to share with you that I got the figure today. We have already crossed 2.02 lakhs street vendors who have applied on our PM Swanidhi portal or through the app. And out of them, over 55,000 have already been sanctioned loan. So this is a huge progress considering that the process is started only on 2nd of July. Now with the mobile app, I think the number is going to go up like anything, because till mobile app was not there. The presence of the MFIs and the NBFCs was far less. Now they have become active and the number is going to go multiple times now.
Talking about the app, sir, how will the launch of mobile app give impetus to the implementation strategy of the scheme besides promoting paperless digital accessing of microcredit facilities by the street vendors?
You see, there are a couple of things which is embodied in the structure of this PM Swanidhi scheme. Why this PM Swanidhi? This is because during the COVID-19 lockdown, the street vendors who are so much important for the urban sector, they provide you facility at your doorstep. Whether you want flowers, you want fruits, you want vegetables, you want a haircut, you want ice creams, kulfi, various things, even handicrafts, things, some kind of a, even textile, all kinds of facilities are provided by the street vendors to the colonies, to the doorstep of the consumers. And during COVID-19, when the jobs were stopped, too, they have been taking loan. When we were designing this scheme, we came to know that they take loan even at say 100% to 500% per annum. That's the kind of interest burden they were having. So to revive their business, we have to make a scheme, and this is for the first time in the country that the street vendors issue has been addressed. We had a street vendors law, and that law speaks of various things, but to provide them this kind of a microcredit facility was not there. Some of the important highlights of the scheme I would like to share with you, and then I come to the mobile app and the portal. First, this loan is for a period of 1 year. If they repay the loan in time, that is whatever may be the payment schedule with the bank, if they pay in time, then they every 3 months they get 7% of the interest subsidy, which is credited directly into their account. The second, if they use digital transaction, that is receipt and the credit, whatever purchases and sale they are doing, if that is done through the digital transaction, whether it is UPI or it could be Phone Pay, it could be Google Pay, it could be Paytm, there are empty number of such digital integrators, and I would like to thank all of them. When we contacted them, they came to cause of this nano entrepreneurs that they will provide them this 100 rupees plastic card with a QR code free of cost. They will also provide them a training for using this digital transaction, so that 5 to 10 transactions somebody will handhold them, see that they do these transactions. Suppose you sell the vegetables and you receive the money on your phone, you don't have to have any cash transaction. So if they do this transaction, they do 50 transactions in a month, they get 50 rupees. If they do another 100 transactions, they get another 25 rupees, and they do 200 transactions or more, they get 100 rupees. So every month you get a cashback of 100 rupees. In 12 months you get 1200 rupees. The third part is, in case if you are able to repay your loan in time or earlier than your time, say 12 months, you just pay it in 6 months or 8 months, then you become eligible for a higher tranche. That is from 10,000 to 20,000. If you do your repayment in another 6 to 8 months, then you are eligible for next higher tranche, maybe 50,000 rupees. So you move up the economic ladder. Also, for the purpose of the banking institutions, we are taking the credit score of every individual street vendor, and we are passing that information to the bank so that they do not delay in sanctioning the loan. This information is available with certain professional bodies. We are getting that information and passing on to the bank. So we are facilitating, and through this portal and the mobile app, we are facilitating complete IT-based solution, so there is no time is lost in various kinds of processing. We have also made the process, the application process so simple that this banking correspondent or the agents of the MFIs or NBFCs, they can fill up the form in a very simple manner. We are also capturing some information like whether this person is a beneficiary of the Ayushman Bharat. If not, can we make him beneficiary of the Ayushman Bharat if he is eligible? If he is a beneficiary of Ujjwala, does he get a gas for free? If not, can we provide them? So various Government of India schemes which are there for the benefit of the poor person, these benefits can also be given to them, because while filling up the application, we will capture these information. We are also working on with already existing e-commerce organizations or developing our own facility for aggregation of the demand. Somebody is a barber and he gets a demand that, he goes to some place at such and such time, next place at such and such time, or next place at such and such time. Or somebody is selling, say, vegetables, how much of potato, how much of tomato, how much of brinjal he has to keep in one packet. So he does all that demand aggregation, he goes and gives to the houses. So that way it will bring ease in life. It's an ease of doing business for him. It's an ease in life for him. So he just goes and delivers to the person and gets the payment through his mobile phone. So a lot of other innovations we are trying to help them, so that it's an all-out effort for this very, very important segment of the nano entrepreneurs. You will also realize that these are the people, why I call them nano entrepreneurs, you must have marked that, because they have the entrepreneurship qualities. Everybody may not like to take that kind of risk, that purchasing certain thing in the morning, selling it by the day, also making some savings, and the savings can be utilized for the family and also for growth of business. These are the people, whether they are in the street vending food, like they prepare various kinds of taste, colors, flavors, textures, different kinds of food all across the country. Street food vending is a very important trade. So they purchase all this stuff, they do these things, and they sell it and again make the savings. We are also written to the state government. We are working with our FSSI that they get standards and specification certification so that people are assured of the quality of these street foods. So it's an all-out effort to bring them out of that economic stress they have got into and help them to move up the economic ladder from the nano entrepreneur to the mini entrepreneur to the, from micro, mini, and then small entrepreneur. They can have their own business. They can have their own shops, maybe over a period of time if they do things nicely.
Sir, you have mapped up the features of the app and the scheme very cogently, that it is ease of living along with ease of doing business. And sir, if we may talk about the role of SIDBI in this regard, how has it facilitated this scheme?
Well, SIDBI is our implementation partner. SIDBI, with a very wide experience of working with MSME. MSME is not such a small entrepreneur. They are slightly bigger than them, but they have a very good experience. One design feature of the PM Swanidhi is we are giving this credit at a bank can give this credit without any fees. For the credit guarantee, there is no fees. There is no entry fees, like it is there for the Mudra scheme. And then first 5%, it is 100% guarantee on the portfolio. The next 10%, that is 5 to 15%, is 75%. 25% is taken by the lending institution and 75% taken by the government. To run this credit scheme, we either had to have our own organization in the ministry, which will administer the scheme, or we had to take help of somebody. And there we have taken the help of an organization called CGTMSI, is a credit guarantee for the MSME sector. So the same institution, on payment of fees or payment of the charges to them, they are assuring the credit of 100% up to 5% of default on the portfolio and 75% on the next 10%, that is up to 15% of the portfolio. And this kind of a credit guarantee is very, very important. In fact, while we were designing this scheme, we had a very extensive discussion with the Department of Financial Services, whom I would like to thank. They have been very, very active participation in the whole designing, and the various banks and the MFIs and NBFCs who participated in these discussions. We found that under Mudra Shishu scheme, which is a loan up to 50,000 rupees, that normal default is 3 to 4%. If you are covering 5%, 100% guarantee, that's a very good positive sign for the banks and everybody to enter there. And up to 15%, 75% is another positive thing. When I have been talking to CMDs of different banks and different lending institutions, without any fail, everybody has appreciated this PM Swanidhi scheme. This is in line with our Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call for Atmanirbhar Bharat. It's a self-reliant India. India becomes self-reliant when every segment of our society becomes self-reliant and they become positive contributor to the economy. The street vendors, who are, I call them non-entrepreneurs, when they become self-reliant, they do their business positively. This is going to add to the self-reliant India, this Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
You were listening to an interview with Shri Durga Shankar Mishra, Secretary of Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry, on PM Swanidhi. The interviewer was AIR Special Correspondent Mattu J.P. Singh. This program was produced and presented